You're listening to the Inbound Logistics Podcast with today's guests, Rodney Lamb from Syfan and Toni Moore from Formex. As the saying goes, sometimes a little goes a long way. When you're talking about shipments, the LTL option goes quite a long way for some customers, but how do you determine if it's the right option for your business? That's where a company like Syfan Logistics comes in with a truly tailored LTL solution to get things moving. Rodney Lamb of Syfan Logistics and Toni Moore of Formex Manufacturing sit down to highlight how their partnership has taken both Syfan and Formex quite a long way indeed. Joining us today on the Inbound Logistics Podcast, we have Rodney Lamb, LTL Division Manager for Syfan, and Toni Moore, Customer Service Representative for Formex Manufacturing. Toni, Rodney, thank you so much for joining the show this morning.
Morning.
Good morning, and thank you for having us.
It's great to have you both. Looking forward to our discussion today. But before we do, can I ask each of you to do a quick self-intro? Tell us a little bit about yourself, your work in the industry, and what you're doing with your respective companies. Toni, I'd like to start with you, please.
Hi, good morning. I'm Toni Moore with Formex Manufacturing. We're a plastic manufacturing company. We do products for underground utilities, encapsulated dock floats. We also do a lot of custom products for customers, chicken coops, dog houses, just kind of a lot of different products.
Excellent. And Rodney, how about you, sir?
Yes, so Rodney Lamb, I've been in the LTL industry for going on 30 years. 28 of those years was with an asset carrier nationwide with a little over 20,000 employees. When I came over here to Syfan Logistics, I was now the director of the LTL. Very proud to be part of the Syfan Logistics LTL and the Syfan family.
Excellent. Good to have you both. While we're talking about LTL, Rodney, let me start with you. Can you talk to me about 3PL LTL services and their significance within the overall supply chain?
Absolutely. So the 3PL LTL services, it's really a wide variety of different services that a lot of 3PLs offer, including us. But one of the top things that we really try to concentrate on is understanding the customer. We'll notice that it takes us a little bit longer to get a customer on board, and a lot of that has to do with really understanding their product, just as Toni alluded to, all their different products. But with the 3PL LTL services, we really take deep dives in the national motor freight classification, potential accessorials, our customers' lanes, their volumes, and really one of the most important things is understanding their processes within their wheelhouse there at the manufacturing location. If we understand those true processes, we're able to really customize the 3PL services to their needs. Some of those things that we extend our arm with is obviously creating basically an arm of transportation for that customer, making it easy to ship, whether it's the creation of the bill of lading or even auditing the invoices to ensure that their invoice, the customer, is right each and every time. And then making sure one of the biggest hurdles in LTL is making sure the customer only receives just one invoice, not a correction, that it's just one invoice and it's right. And it's interesting. We hear over and over how displeased a lot of customers are by all the corrections that are having to be done. But here at Syfan, and throughout my experience, I really took it to heart to ensure that each customer, their shipment is completely audited and there's nothing left unturned to ensure they have that accuracy with that invoice. And the other thing is making sure that we have transparency. With the 3PL logistics, we want to make sure that partnership with our customer and the carriers is spot on. And what I mean by that is we're very open to having group conversations with the carriers so that we're all on the same page. It doesn't need to be a secret of what the shipper is needing as far as services. it definitely needs to be a combined effort of finding solutions for our customers. And one of the top things that our services provide is a push versus pull mentality. We feel that we have a great niche with providing information to our customer, and a lot of times before they even know that there's a situation, letting them make decisions with us and together ensure that the end of the line customer gets the very best service. And then ultimately, our customer is satisfied with the services that we're providing.
All right, great. Now, speaking about customers and those services, Toni, let me ask you, can you talk a little bit more about Formex and Formex's need for LTL services? And why do your products call for the use of LTL shipping?
Yes, so it's just the quantity and the amount of the product that typically our customers order don't require a full truckload. So we have a lot of need for LTL service. A lot of our underground utility products, they do in sections, so they order them that way. So we're not shipping like a full load to them for all at once. So our need's pretty great for LTL service.
Excellent. Rodney, let me go back to you then. What is the current state of LTL shipping? Are there differences between, say, now and maybe 5 years ago? And are there changes that you see coming down the line in maybe 5 years or 10 years?
Well, absolutely. The current state of the LTL shipping, most customers throughout the United States, Canada, Mexico, across the world, they're shipping less than truckload. Whether it's a maintenance worker that potentially needs a part that's more than a ground, they're definitely needing that LTL type of service to those customers that are shipping truckload, but yet they still have partial orders that need to get to other customers. But it's interesting. Over my close to 30 years, I've really seen the transformation of technology with our LTL carriers. It's extremely exciting to see the technology that these carriers have to where they're able to geofence a particular customer so they know exactly how long that driver has been at that one location to ensure that they're getting the right charges from the customer. But as you know, as technology improves, there's less humans involved and there's potential opportunities for mistakes. Over the last several years, we've seen an uptick in corrections from the LTL carriers who didn't quite have it matched just perfectly with their technology. But it's still exciting to see how they've evolved over time. The one of the key aspects of technology is capturing the right accessorials, where we're able to really identify what's right, what's wrong, and not just challenge and dispute some of these changes, but to partner and work with the carriers to improve their technology, bringing things to the surface so they can ensure that that technology meets our customers' shipments that are shipping across the United States and North America. In the next 5 or 10 years, I really think that the technology is going to continue to evolve and reduce carrier labor cost. Just in time will increase as technology improves with customers, trying to reduce overhead inventory, which increases less than truckload. And I do think in the next 5 or 10 years, the LTL in any shipment is going to be a little bit more predictable, where you're really going to be able to understand what is going to take place in the next month, the next 2 months, the next quarter. Really see that that's definitely going to be making a change. We always want to make sure that we're satisfying our customers and bridging those gaps with this new technology and trying to stay ahead of the game to ensure our customers, just like I said at the beginning, the onboarding, the constant evaluation of their product and their lanes, that we are in tune with not just their product, but even our carrier's technology to match what's expected and obviously deliver to the end of the line customer.
Rodney, let me stay with you for a second. As a logistics firm with a history in over-the-road full truckload shipping, How did Syfan shift to provide LTL services? What was your focus when you started developing the new LTL division?
Well, I really think that a lot of the customers here at Syfan have been wanting that experience with LTL. They've got to explore and enjoy the Syfan culture with the truckload, the drayage, the dry vans, the temperature control. But one of the missing pieces was the true LTL coverage. It was exciting for me personally to have great conversations with the Syfan family to match my experience to what they really needed. One of the coolest focuses that we really started out with was to make sure that we had robust TMS system that not only serves the needs of our operations, our accounting, our auditing, but really an outsource customized customer portal that our customers could use there back at the warehouses or the distribution locations. So one of the major focuses at the beginning was definitely making sure we satisfy the customer's needs with that robust type of TMS system.
Toni, talk to me a little bit about that then. How has Syfan helped your company navigate negotiations with LTL carriers?
Yes. So I've been doing this for 16 years. So when I first started with the company, we were negotiating with all the LTL carriers on our own, So the time is I'm also customer service. So I process quotes, orders, invoicing. I wear a lot of hats, so I don't have a whole lot of time. So, at the time I was having to go to each individual carrier to get a quote for a shipment. And Syfan is actually third 3PL that I've worked with. And so I can really see the difference of all aspects of working individually with having to do it myself and then other 3PLs. And they've come in and just streamlined it and has made my job so much easier. The portal is extremely user friendly. Rodney came to the location, learned our products, spoke to me about what our needs were, what I was looking for, cost efficiency. We walked the factory. He looked at all our products. So when he went to negotiate, he knew exactly our needs, and that just has taken so much off my plate. Comparing it with the other 3PLs that I was with before, it's a night and day difference.
Oh, perfect. Let me stay with you for a second because at the beginning, Rodney mentioned accurate invoicing being important. So talk to me a little bit about that. Accurate invoicing, access to that Syfan customer portal that you were talking about. Those are important pillars of Syfan's LTL service. How have these really helped you and your team?
Yeah, absolutely. And Ronnie and I had this discussion the other day about this. So 3PLs I had in the past, I would get my invoice and it would be price for shipment would be completely off from what I was quoted. So I would have to reach out to them to say, okay, why is this price higher? What's going on? And ask them to dispute it. And it was just a whole process. Whereas Rodney and his team, they catch it before I even see it. And if it's not something I guess they can work out, they will reach out to me and say, okay, this weight was wrong. They've reclassed it. And he'll ask me questions about it. We'll dispute it for you. How do you want us to handle this? And so it's great. So I don't have to worry about it. They reach out to me and before I even see the invoice, and we get it worked out that way. So that's taken a lot off of me. So that's very helpful.
Rodney, a lot of kudos there from Toni. How else does Syfan handle LTL shipments better than, say, other traditional companies in the space?
Well, I think Toni summed it up pretty good with that exploratory type of surgery with every shipment that is shipped out with our customers. It's funny. I was thinking the other day, our mentality is almost like the TV show FBI Profile. I think there's many shows that are out there about FBI and how they profile a person. Well, that's us. We're taking true deep dives into profiling not only the customer and their product, but we really make sure we understand their processes that they need. And I think what really separates us more than any other 3PL company is that we truly take that and customize special services that's unique to what the customer needs. Our customers should see us as part of their own company. Uh, at the end of the day, obviously they're paying us to provide the services we're doing, but in actuality, we're looking at us and them as a family. How we can work and partner together to really improve their lives, their processes, and ultimately try to reduce the cost for LTL shipping.
Rodney, can you go into that a little bit more? How do you, as the LTL team, how do you customize and create really tailored solutions for each customer?
Yeah, again, it starts at the beginning of the onboarding. We sometimes take 2 months to onboard a customer. We just don't want to switch it on. There's a lot of beta testing to ensure that our system is conducive to what our customers need. And I think we've all been there. We think we heard the right answer, and we set up processes that we thought we heard, but we like to take it an extra step and ensure that our customers are seeing that we delivered on what their expectations were. So that beta testing is extremely important. And then obviously the negotiating with our LTL carriers to ensure that we're getting the best price we can for our customer, but at the same time that our carriers are still able to make a profit out of these shipments and lanes that their freight is being moved to. I was going to mention this too. One of the key aspects of keeping a tailored solution is we're almost like the Chick-fil-A type of experience where if you have a Chick-fil-A location that is overran with a lot of customers, Chick-fil-A recognizes that and they quickly respond by looking at other property to really take that burden off that one location. So we're sort of doing the same thing where our team is tailored for just a certain amount of customers to ensure that we meet those expectations. And then once we gain additional customers on board, we start adding another team to ensure that we don't miss a beat when it comes to providing the best service to our customers.
Excellent. Toni, talk to me a little bit about that partnership with Syfan. How has that impacted your business?
Tremendously, as far as for helping me out with my job. I now that's a burden that I don't have to deal with anymore. As a matter of fact, yesterday I had put in a couple of shipments, and the last one I did, I had forgotten to book it because I got sidetracked. And I get an email later from Rodney stating that he noticed that I had put in this order to be shipped and I didn't book it. Did he need me to book it? And I was like, oh, yes, I'm so sorry. I got sidetracked. I went ahead and did it. Thanks for the catch, because I probably would have totally forgotten about it till it didn't get picked up and I noticed it the next day. So it's things like that that's just, I know that he's got my back, that he and his team are looking out. We just picked up a huge company that has a lot of rules for our shipments. It's Chewy. They're selling our chicken coops. And so we'd never dealt with a big company like that. We're a small manufacturing company. We could only use 4 carriers. They have carriers that they will only let you use for their facility. So Rodney, we decided on 2 of them that we'd like to try. And Rodney set up a meeting with the reps from those LTL companies, brought them out to our facility, and we sat down and went over what the needs are to make sure that that the shipments were going to get there when they need to be there, because you miss a beat, they're going to come back and because they grade you on the shipments. And I was really stressed out about that, and he's made it so simple, and I don't worry about it. I know when I'm doing a shipment that they're watching it from the minute it leaves our facility until it gets to Chewy, and so that's just been huge.
Great. Now, let me throw this out to both of you. Talk to me a little bit about the benefits of that true partnership between 3PL LTL provider and say Formex in this case. What are some of those other benefits that you guys are enjoying because of this partnership?
Well, I think like I said before, when you truly have a great partnership with a company, a customer, uh, you really start treating them like family. And that's important. I get to hear from Toni about their family. Of course, she gets to hear about my family. Uh, but that's important to us. As you go back to the office, as you start doing your normal operations, uh, when you do see Formax pop up on the screen, it means so much more to you when you have that true partnership, and it allows you to really open up the door for transparency, the great communication that goes back and forth. And Formax has been just a huge value to Syfan Logistics and allowing us to negotiate, to haul, set up all the shipments that being shipped across the United States. It's been a true honor to be able to do that for them. And I'm not sure, as we continue to grow, our main goal is to continue that type of relationship with our other customers. We enjoy having that relationship that we have with them to allow them to call us anytime, day or night. I've had several different customers call me on the weekend, even after hours, which is fine. It's perfect. We want to be there for them when they're struggling. And we also want to be there when they're winning. And at the ultimate goal is both of us are winning at the end of the day. That's our ultimate goal.
Yeah, that sounds great. Now, where do you guys see this partnership going in the future? Do you think there's an extension between beyond other services that Syfan offers outside of LTL?
Well, actually, I've been using the truckload service for a while. We don't have a lot of truckloads that we do. We might do 20, 25 a month. So when they brought in LTL side, I was really excited because it's a one-stop shop. And even our accounting department was happy about that. So, but yeah, it's great just working with one company for all my needs. Hopefully, we're trying to grow our business, so I know I have the confidence in knowing that I have a transportation company for all our needs on both sides.
Sounds great. If any of our audience members want to find out more information about Syfan or Formex, where can I send them? Toni, let me start with you.
You can go to www.formex.com.
And for Syfan Logistics, it's syfanlogistics.com, SYFANLOGISTICS.com.
Excellent. And both of those links will be in the show notes, so you can click directly to that and find out more information. Rodney, Toni, thank you so much for your time today. Best of luck to Formex and best of luck to Syfan. You guys enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Inbound Logistics Magazine is the information leader in supply chain and logistics management. Start your free print and digital subscription today by visiting bit.ly/getil. That's bit.ly/get_IL and stay ahead of the 3PL game.
The Inbound Logistics Podcast is a production of Inbound Logistics Magazine. For the most in-depth information around logistics, transportation, and supply chain practices, get your free print and digital subscription at inboundlogistics.com/subscribe. Connect with us via LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube for the most current developments in the industry. If you'd like to leave us some feedback or have a topic you'd like to see covered in a future episode, call our Dialog line at 888-878-3247 or leave us an email at podcast@inboundlogistics.com. I'm your host, Jeff Vita. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time here on the Inbound Logistics Podcast.